the conversation's over as to who's the greatest quarterback in the history of the National Football League. And that ended the conversation. The second half in overtime ended the conversation. It's Tom Brady. Where do you stand on that subject?
I, again, totally agree. And I'm going to put Belichick in there as probably the greatest coach, certainly in the modern era. But when you look at, Rich, what they've done in this little bit less than 2 decade span with them together, and then go back in history, look at Lombardi and Starr and the multiple Hall of Famers they had. Landry and a couple different quarterbacks and the multiple Hall of Famers the Cowboys had. Noel in Pittsburgh with Bradshaw and the many Hall of Famers they had right there. Walsh in San Francisco with Montana and the championships and the Hall of Famers. And then look at the Hall of Famers that Belichick has coached and Brady has played side by side with in the body of his career. There are none. Right? Logan Mankins, Vince Wilfork, maybe Brewski, Richard Seymour, Ty Law was on the ballot. None compare to some of the greats that have played during those dynasties of the past. Yet here's Belichick, who has a revolving door with his roster, different players every year. I make out my spotting boards every year, and we do a Patriot game. Who's this guy? Where did this guy come from? But they're so clever. They're so well-schooled. They believe in the game plan. They know where they're supposed to be. They don't extend. They don't reach out. They don't break the bounds of what that play is designed to do and what their role in that play is. And that's the beauty of what we're seeing. Great coaching in the salary cap era, in the incredible free agency that, of course, can take a hold of a team, battling that, putting together a roster, all the different things going on. And here's the great success continuing now into a second decade for both Belichick and Brady. And I do agree with you. Brady is the greatest quarterback, I think, that has ever played.
I'm wondering, have you ever had a chance to bring up Belichick to Popovich at any point?
The same. It is the same exact thing, and I have. And I've asked Greg on several occasions, do you admire Belichick from afar? Have you ever crossed paths? Have you ever talked with him? And he is a little standoffish in the answer, but the similarities, and you're so right to bring this up, Rich, are just you can sense them in every turn you make. When you cover a Spurs game, you see the same basic principles, the unselfish play, the following the text, and don't deviate from the script that you see with the New England Patriots. There is no panic. There's never panic. There's always the mainstay. It was Duncan. It is Brady. The parallels are undeniable.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.